let me go ahead and show you how to view all the available beans that the application context does manage for us. And within the main class in here, you see that we have Spring Boot application.run, main.class, and then we pass the args that comes from the command line. Now, this right here basically gives us a configurable application context. So this is the application context that we do get back. So put this on a new line so you can see everything. So you can see by running the application, we get the application context back. So this method right here, .run. Now let's basically have a look at this class and understand how it's put together. So application context, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to accept. And in here, so this right here is an interface that extends application context, lifecycle, as well as closable. Let's look at application context. Application context, it's another interface that extends environment capable, and then listable bean factory, and all of these other interfaces or classes. But if I show you the listable bean factory, so this right here is another interface that extends bean factory, and here basically this gives us the information on how to get a bean. This one right here where we can map the actual class using generics. So this right here, so this bean factory represents the Spring inversion of control, which in Spring World is implemented by dependency injection. So dependency injection is a way of achieving inversion of control, both bean factory and application context. So basically application context does extends bean factory. Let me just close all of the other classes, close all the tabs. And in here, what I want to do for you is I want to print the beans available. So let's basically, so in here, we're going to say application context dot, and then we can basically use all of these methods. So we can get the bean factory, we can get bean, we can set environments, parents, and whatnot. But what I'm interested is to get the list of beans. And for that, I'm going to say get, and then bean definition. So this one right here. So definition names, and I'm going to extract this to a variable, and you can see that this is an array of strings. So let me put this on a new line. So now let's go ahead and say bean definition names dot for, and I'm going to basically print out the name. So south, and then bean definition name. At this point, let's just run the application. And in here, you can see that a bunch of stuff were printed. So you can see that these are all the beans which are being managed for us. Now, obviously, these are things that you probably don't care about, but have a look. So we talked about Jackson in here, Jackson object mapper. So this is how serialization and deserialization from JSON happens. And what I want to show you is, so what we have, so if we search for, let's just search for, I'm going to press Command F, and then I'm going to say customer, and have a look. So we've searched for customer, and here we can find our classes. So customer controller, customer data access service, as well as customer service, right? So this is what I was saying. So we didn't have to initialize these for us. The annotations did that, put it inside of the application context, and now Spring manages these beans for us, as well as all of these beans in here. So you can see that it's quite extensive, right? So there's a lot going on. And if you add more and more dependencies, there's more beans that Spring has to manage for you. There is another way that we can view all these beans using Spring Actuator but we're not going to cover right now. Cool. Hopefully this makes sense. Next, let me show you another way that you can create beans.